All right, here we are in front of. All right, here we are in the shop, and what is in front of us is a blue and silver Charleston, maybe Charleston-esque. I don't know if Charleston's came in this color, which is the most deluxe, I think, 2CV. I don't know the year of these things. They change. The chassis are always 1 year, and the bodies are another. I'm guessing it's fairly late model because of the taillights, the bigger engine. This has the 602cc engine, which is the hot rod of the bunch, and inboard front disc brakes. And that's actually why the car is in the shop today. The brakes are stuck on. I can barely move this thing. It'll drive, but the e-brake is broken. And we did some brake work on it a year or two ago. New brake calipers. They might need adjustment. The brake calipers are, of course, are right there. I should say it's a 2-cylinder, horizontally opposed, 602cc, approximately 25 horsepower. I don't know, something like that. What's really neat is the headlights are on this bar. See this bar that runs across here? And you see this rod that's connected to the bar that goes into the cabin. You pull on the rod and you can make the headlights go manually. Not pop-up headlights, but high beam, low beam. You can see the range here. They pivot on that thing. It's so cool. This car has a lot of really cool features. 2-barrel carburetor. Heated, you can see all the heating ducts. It does have heat and defrost. 12 volt, super lightweight. Brakes are stuck. Let's get it up in the air and figure out what's going on with it. I can barely move it. I know the outer rear wheel in the back there is stuck, and one of the fronts is stuck. Don't understand why that's happening, but figure it out. Okay, we got our 2CV up in the air. These cars don't weigh very much. I'm thinking 1,000 pounds, maybe? Maybe. So if I reach down here and I grab this, this wheel is stuck. I think this one is. So it rotates about 100. Sounds like there's a loose lug nut in there. Check that out. So it rotates about 180 and then it sticks. That's good. It's a good roller. And this one sticks. So one out of 4. That's 25% of the car is ability to roll. We got to do some work here and figure out what's going on. Okay, so you'll see now that the wheel spins pretty easily, except for the what is that making that noise? The zip tie hits the fender. The parking brake was stuck on. This has a front parking brake. In other words, this cable right here clamps the disc brake pads together. The front brakes are the parking brake, and either the tow guy or the customer overextended the emergency brake. If you're looking at your dash controls here, this is your emergency brake. You pull that out, click, and you push the button to put it in. The button was hanging out, and this thing was way out here, overextended past its normal run. I don't understand. The customer is very good about her car. Anyhow, that loosened up both front brakes, which is nice. Surprised I could even drive it on parking brake on. I may tighten it up a little bit so that the parking brake works a little better, and then I got to figure out what's going on with that rear wheel and loose lug nuts. Okay, so the customer's complaint was something's up with the brakes, and I just pumped the pedal and I felt it fall under my foot. You can see it's all wet right here, and if you grab this bolt, look at this. One of the caliper bolts. One loose too? No, that one's tight. So these are through bolts that connect the calipers. There's a seal in between. You can see there's almost a gap there. This bolt is loosened up. I don't know what's up with that. This car takes the green, I think it's LHM brake fluid. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's what it's called. It's a mineral-based brake fluid. So I got to go around and check all the bolts. I think that's her main complaint. I think the tow guy overextended the e-brake and broke that. I think this is her problem. So let's fix this, and we'll loosen up that wheel eventually and see if we can get this thing back on the road. Okay, we're working on our Citroen here, and it takes this LHM Plus mineral-based Citroen fluid. I'm pretty sure it's power steering and or brake fluid. We tightened up the bolts for the caliper through bolts. The seal between the halves was leaking because the bolt loosened up. I don't know how that happened. I guess it vibrated loose. And we still haven't filled the reservoir. I want to get inside the car and feel the pedal. I'm going to put my size 13 boot on this brake pedal, and I hope it doesn't go to the floor. Let's see if we can give you a view here. Oh, that's nice and firm. That's great. Okay, I'm really pressing on it. Yeah, I think that was the problem. Oh, that's nice. Okay, I would hold the horn, but I forget how you do it. Oh, there you go. Okay, so we got the front brakes pretty well addressed. On the rear back here, I took the hubcap off. There are no loose lug nuts. I thought maybe one of them was rattling around. I can still hear something rattling in there, and I've just spent 20 minutes on the adjusters on the backing plate trying to make this thing roll good. I got to take this apart. There's something loose in there, or something's not right. Something's dragged right there. It's dragging, and then it loosens up every revolution. All right, so we got the wheel off, got the drum exposed, found that the rattle was actually the dust cap rattling around inside the wheel. I think the bearing is too tight. Somebody really chopped on that nut. Don't have the right size. I'm going to adjust the wheel bearing and see if that helps. It seems like it spins a lot easier now. It's free. Might be all it was. All right, so our 2CV is back on the ground. We fixed another problem with the e-brake. There was a bracket that was interfering with the travel. The car now rolls with the slightest of ease. Look at that. Doesn't even want to stop. That's nice. So let's put it back together, and maybe we could take her for a drive. She doesn't roll away here. Air up the tires, put the vents back on, and check the fluids. Actually, just check the fluid. Oil. Engine oil is all this thing's got. It's air cooled. Very clean, very full. Put that back in there. What a great little car. In case you're ever wondering how to change a headlight bulb on a Citroen 2CV, you just simply flip this up and pull that out. Change the bulb just like that. Hope nobody steals the headlights. Really cool little car. Stella, of course, wants to go for a ride in the Citroen 2CV, and I'm deciding whether that's a good idea or not. Such a beautiful little car. Hate to get a bunch of dog shed hair inside, but I do need to look at something here. See, the shocks are lateral. I can do this. Something's wrong with this. Shouldn't look like that. And that one's all blown out as well. I think I need some new shocks. Whoop, this is not so good either. A little plastic trim. A couple little things. It's okay. Get this girl on the road. Whoop. Our door is locked, Stella. Come over here. Go for a quick little ride. Here we go. Hop up. There you go. Okay, these are sweet little cars. I love these things. The doors are crazy. Look at that little tiny pull handle. This is your door release. This is how you flip the window up. You ever seen how to do that? So you push that out like that. Window flips then up, connects the top, and then you have a elbow rest there. You flip that up. That's an accessory. So we're going to shut our door. Whoop. Didn't latch our window very well. How do we do? We got to pull that in, push that. I need two hands for that. Let's look at our dashboard. What do we got here? I think we got kilometers. Maybe miles an hour. I'm not sure. Headlight switch. Turn signal switch. Oh, windshield wiper switch. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Radiator. Oh, and what is this button? I should know what that is. We got our choke down here. We got our ventilation, our e-brake, more ventilation, and we can open our windshield vents here, I believe. Are you happy? I think you're happy. Let's go for a drive. So we're going to turn the key on, which is over here. Fires right up. Probably should use a choke. Little handle lights up, let you know it's on. What is this again? Must be wipers. I'm not sure. Okay, we're warmed up. Gear shift is back for first gear, and we're off. Brakes are still not great. We pull a little bit. See if we can sort that out. So funny. These things are so much fun. Yeah, the first pump on the pedal is a little soft. I'm not liking that. Let's go for a little ride. A little cold-blooded. Windows are flapping. Steering wheel's off a little bit. We're gonna make a U-turn here. We just pulled back into the shop. I'm not impressed. This is not the greatest driving 2CV I've ever been in. The gas is very unprogressive. You got like a little bit of gas, and then you got to floor it. There's no in between. The middle part is it's kind of stumbly, and the brakes are pulling, and feels like there's air in a line. We're gonna have to redo some stuff. Thought I had all the gremlins figured out on this thing. Not the case. So back in the shop we go, and we're gonna do some bleeding and some adjusting, see if we can make this thing stop straight. Gotta have two hands on the wheel, it'll pull you in the ditch.